Hear me? Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Sir, namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
I have not met
So I
you in
think-
Delhi. Have I seen you? No.
No.
I think
Actually,
हमारा एक क्लासमेट है डॉक्टर नायक वाइफ हीरावती पटेल, उसका लड़का जो IFS है, उनका फादर IAS है, मिस्टर शिशिर नायक. You know his son IFS?
Indian Foreign Service. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think
He was posted in Beijing and other thing. I don't know where is he now.
Okay. Chinmay.
Father was health secretary.
Yeah, Chinmay.
Mr. Shishir Naik, 1964 or 65 IS. He married to our classmate.
Who is a doctor?
Doctor.
Yeah, I know. Chinmay is 2004 batch actually. Chinmay.
That's a senior to you, right?
Good friend actually. So as a Russian speaker, I think now to.
Actually, we are teaching Malay Mishra. Malay was 2 years junior to me in college, Puri College.
Malay sir was very senior to us.
Malay was 77 IFS.
Yeah, sir.
And my batch was Priyavata Patnaik.
Okay.
IS.
Okay.
Most of them are 75, 76, 77.
Okay, so that is a different generation if I'm not wrong. Very strict, very...
Vijay Patnaik, Arvind Behera.
Vijay sir joining...
Prasanna Pradhan.
Okay.
Then Gopabandhu Patnaik.
Gopal sir, I have met him actually, UP cadre.
He was in UP cadre.
Yeah, UP cadre. He's very nice, he's gentleman, down to earth, yeah. His
entire family suffered from COVID. His brother died first week of June in COVID. In our hospital.
Okay.
He was retired general manager by SBI.
Okay. Unfortunately.
I think just 71 years.
Your life has become a little unpredictable.
Very bad. You are now in where?
I'm in Ho Chi Minh City as the Consul General.
Nice place, no?
Yeah.
Very nice
place. Quite strategic posting also.
But people are peaceful, no?
Oh, Vietnam is changing a lot.
And they have actually made a lot of financial improvement, development.
Excellent. I can't tell you. I was just talking to the BJP spokesperson from Odisha 2 days back, morning 5 o'clock. I told him, man, you have to come here, you have to see actually.
All the small countries like Thailand, always Taiwan, then Vietnam, they have done really well.
Yeah, money.
They totally destroyed during American war.
Yeah, totally destroyed. I'm sure. I think they're literally rivaling India in amount of exports.
Mr. Sarma, should we start? Dr. Sarma, will start?
Sir, just 1 minute, sir. Yes.
Are you comfortable now? Are you ready?
Yes. I am just comfortable now, sir. We'll just start. Only 30 seconds. Yes.
We have 42 people.
People will be ready. So actually, welcome to the 12th Siksha and Anusandhan Fortnightly academic lecture. The speaker is always there. I have the privilege of introducing himself, but before that, I will request our Vice Chancellor, Professor Ashok Kumar Mahapatra, to kindly speak few words on this open lecture. Sir.
I think good afternoon. Our esteemed chief speaker, Mr. Sethi. It was very nice to talk to him. I think he knows that I spent 42 years in Delhi. I came back to Odisha after 42 years. I joined very recently, and I think when I joined, next day the COVID pandemic was declared. I joined on 10th of March last year, and COVID was declared on 11th of March as a pandemic, and we are shut down and locked down after that, about 10 days after that. So we are permanently lockdown or shutdown state. But during this period, we started a wellness center, SOA Wellness Center. This was the plan I had given to my one of our students who was the Additional Secretary Government of India, Doctor with Ayush. I say, why don't you start wellness center? That was March 2018, 4 pages write up. And they have really planned that, and Government of India rolled a project that's called wellness center, not care center or daycare center. Is a public wellness center. So in SOA we have started a center, and we thought to educate our students, our faculty, or our public, we should have SOA public lecture fortnight. This I started. This I started in Sanjay Gandhi when I was director, and for long time, AIMS Delhi is having public lectures. Can you hear?
Yes.
So for a long time, maybe for 30 years, we have public lecture at AIMS. And about between 700 to 1,000 people come to our auditorium, attend a lecture like headache, backache, epilepsy, stroke, many common problems, brain hemorrhage, road accident. This is about 2 hours lecture where 4 or 5 people speak and followed by half an hour question answer. So 20 minutes talk by 3 people, 4 people, that takes you to about 90 minutes. Then it is followed by half an hour question answer by public when it is offline mode. So we are now, because of pandemic, Dr. Sharma is looking after this so-called lectures fortnightly, and there we have our fortune to have one of our brilliant IFS officer who is now in Ho Chi Minh City and is one of our own products from Odisha. So we are very proud because I was going through CB and it's a really brilliant career. So we were really eager to hear from him and benefit from his experience, because these are the lectures for public lectures where the teacher, student and public at large can benefit. So as an ordinary man, I should be also benefiting from his experience. As a doctor, things are different. But when it comes to day-to-day life, we have to learn from each other. So I think we are waiting for his lecture so that we benefit ourselves from this lecture. Dr. Sharma, I think I'll stop here. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. So Dr. Madan Mohan Sethi joined Indian Foreign Service in 2006. From 2006 to 2008, he was under training of Foreign Service Institute, New Delhi, for a brief period from February 2008, September 2008. He worked as an attache in BSM, Bangladesh, then Sri Lanka, Myanmar and Maldives division of the ministry at New Delhi from September 2008 to September 2010. He worked as a language trainee in the Embassy of India, Yangon, also holding the full responsibility of the culture and information wing of the Indian Embassy. From September 2010 to February 2014, he was the Consul General in Consulate General of Myanmar. From March 2014 to August 2017, he handled the responsibility of political and commercial officer in Embassy of India, Rome. In the absence of the regular officer, Dr. Sethi also represented India in Food and Agriculture Organization, that is FAO, International Fund to Agricultural Development IFAD, and World Food Program WFP for a period of 13 months from July 2016 to August 2017. From August 2017 to April 2019, Dr. Sethi handled works related to ASEAN ML Division in Ministry. From May 2019 to May 2020, he discharged the charge of Director Central Europe Division Dr. Sethi has acquired good organizational skills and experiences while handling different and challenging positions. Now, Dr. Madan Mohan Sethi is the Consul General of India to Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. And today's topic is a confident India amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. I welcome you, sir, to this 12th Siksha and Anusandhan Fortnightly academic oration. Thank you once again, sir.
Come on, so this resolving. Make one system off. If you have got laptop and cell phone, they are fighting with each other. So your voice are resounding. Make one system
Yes,
off.
sir. I have stopped one. I have stopped one.
So good evening. I think respected officer. I think I had got a chance to talk to sir when I was in Rome, and Professor Sharma and all other participants of today. It's quite interesting to know that apart from having an interaction with the career diplomats or career bureaucrats on the government policies and programs, it also exposed and share the government's experience with the people on ground also. So I was quite interested to know this topic, confident India amidst this COVID pandemic, 19 pandemic. I try to talk very less actually. I'll be love to have more and more discussion on this part. Let me start actually. So frankly, as we all know from the last year, March 2020, this COVID pandemic started throughout the world, and we saw its damage, devastation. It brought to almost all countries of the world. I was also there in India. I saw the difficulty my ministry faced and the people of India faced. Some decisions taken by the central government to protect the people also created lots of disruption, not only to the economy of India, but also to the life of ordinary people. But from that time to today, if I'm not wrong, we have walked a lots of miles actually. Like last year during the crisis, as we know, it was much more considered as a medical problem, where the government of India was trying to help the people who are affected with medical cure. And even if you know, we started lots of support for the foreign countries. I myself was handling about 30 countries of Europe, Central Europe, and most of the countries are also advanced countries. But I saw their vulnerability, like simple paracetamol tablets and other tablets were not available in their countries, like Serbia, like Greece. They are literally asking for lots of support from India, even if for masks and PPE kits actually. India was definitely on a back foot immediately because nobody had thought that it can take such a high proportion. But if you know, after 2 to 3 months, our industry is geared up to start manufacturing all the accessories necessary for the doctors, for the people to protect them for this COVID virus. And now, if I'm not wrong, we are one of the largest supplier of PPE kits and masks and medical tablets also, all the important tablets which we used very recently. But unfortunately, the virus got muted due to different reasons. Again, in this year, from the month of April to June, we had a colossal damage to not only to the economy, but also we lost lots of people, more than 4 lakhs people. They lost their lives due to acute crisis, different crises in our medical sector. But if you see, this is the only country in the world I can tell that within 68 days, the government of India managed it. The whole bureaucracy system went into functioning for whole 24 hours into 7. The whole political system also started supporting the bureaucratic system in a much better way. Perhaps this is the only time, if I'm not wrong, in the last 70 years where the political section and the bureaucratic section, and along with the experts, maybe from medical field, maybe from research field, maybe from industries, and all came in tandem to take this virus head on actually. Head on. And now we control the virus. By end of June, we have totally controlled. Now the number of infection has gone down, and India is again on the path of its economic recovery. And here I just want to tell why confident we are telling India is confident, because earlier we all have grown up with the situation when there has been earthquake, there has been floodings, which is a common phenomenon in India as of now also. And that time India used to struggle. We all have seen the devastation, the damage, the destruction of lives, property, and how the government machinery used to work. But always there used to be some kind of leftover. But here in a situation of pandemic proportion, where the whole world, it did not only affect India, it affected the whole world and the advanced countries and the technologically advanced countries. But again, India managed actually. It is mostly due to, if you can tell, the strong leadership by the current Prime Minister, definitely, and his strong support he received from the provincial governments, the state governments, and definitely a very active, and you can tell it overactive bureaucratic structure for the first time breaking the you can tell the rules and regulations, who thought that it is a time, let us show that we can deliver as per the expectation of the people actually. So by end of June, India was quite normal, and we are now trying to help other countries in different ways. And my point of confidence was that the earlier 60 to 70 years of independence, India has suffered, maybe due to famine, maybe due to earthquake, maybe due to flooding. But every time our approach may not have brought the desired levels, because as we tell that once the crisis is over, nobody thinks about that. But the present government is totally different one. It not only handled the crisis with all of its might, but it also made it very clear that we have to prevent any this type of crisis or scenario in the coming days. Just imagine a country did its vaccine development by last year, October or November, and by January it started the immunization program, the vaccination program, maybe one of the few countries to start it actually. And there was little bit hiccups, no doubt, but I think by now, by end of June and mid of July, already we have covered more than 42 crores people vaccinated. And it is a big sign, I must tell you, a big sign. While there are lots of vaccine hesitancy, people have questions on the efficacy of the vaccines, but in India, the people have agreed to the point of the government that it is the best protective for all of us. So here I must tell you, it is a confident India under an able and very strong Prime Minister who understands the feelings of the people, who understands the mood of the nation, who feels that the country should march ahead in the Committee of Nations, has taken a big step, not only in handling the crisis at his personal level, but also totally galvanizing the government bureaucratic system, and also bringing the state government, maybe from different political ideology, to join this path actually. So here I can tell why the government of India is more confident now. That is the main question now. Is it only due to leadership? Is it that we have suffered earlier, so we have some practical experience? Is it that we have a very strong economy? Is it that now the society and the people of India, they feel that definitely there are some things who are priorities, who have to be prioritized, not that the same issue can have the same kind of attention from the central government. And here I must tell you, definitely most of the credit has to go to the Prime Minister, who worked ceaselessly to handle this crisis, and his team of bureaucrats at the central level, and definitely from the state levels, where all these COVID crisis management teams were set up. And you understand that in the last 68 days, when we told that we have managed the crisis by vaccinations, by bringing oxygen cylinders, by increasing the requirements in different hospitals, because India is not a small country, it is a small continent, and millions of people of different level of development. So to bring all people to a point and provide them healthcare was not so easy, but we managed it in the least possible time. If I compare with Vietnam, now Vietnam is under lockdown from past May onwards, and it has already crossed more than 70 days. And the numbers are not so many. Numbers are only 73,000 by today. And just compare with the Indian numbers, it was in millions. And here, the citizens are definitely more law-abiding than us. But after that, there was a big crisis. And still yet, the country is trying its best, and which I have my faith that Vietnam government has lots of capacity to handle and to contain the infection very soon. So it is not only a strong leadership, but it's again a strong bureaucrat system, which is in Delhi, which is in the state government, who understood the demand of the time, who understood the necessity, who also felt that the image has to go to the whole world that India matters, India can deliver, India can contain this infection. So all these important factors brought the virus infection or the COVID infection to the minimum as quickly as possible. Again, I want to tell that if you have seen, we all have seen the style of working of my Prime Minister. If you have seen, he is quite active on multiple fronts, whether it is economy, whether it is the welfare policies, whether it is the industrialization of the country, whether it is the foreign policy, whether it is the internal security or external security, everywhere, he is taking very pragmatic decisions to take the country's image to very high level in international scene. Here I want to tell, he is the first Prime Minister who gave the inspiration that let us become a 5 trillion economy. We know that we are still at a 3 trillion economy. We have a long way to go to become 5 trillion economy. But I am sure lots of things are happening in Delhi with Niti Aayog, with Invest India, and lots of investment have also come to India in the last 1 year in spite of the COVID crisis. India is currently the one of the top destination for investment by the foreign companies. We have got more than 60 billion in spite of the COVID crisis actually. And the type of announcement he has made, smart city projects, 100 smart cities, financial inclusions for millions of women, providing gas, LNG, home gas supply to millions of women, and also going for different kind of policies, programs where it will be targeting the women, children, the vulnerable section of the society. Frankly, it needs a kind of support from all of us. And apart from economy, I must tell you, it is the first time that India is exporting more. As per the recent data, we are exporting more to the world market than earlier actually. So the economy is on a firm foot. As per World Bank and other international agencies, India is going to clock 10 to 11% this year. 10 to 11%, the double digit, frankly, of a large economy of 3 billion is quite significant. So I'm sure his contribution, his role in managing and literally taking the economy to a higher level has to be applauded and has to be recognized. It's not only economy, again, his measures for the multiplication of society, women, children, and providing support in form of cash and kind to the large Indian population who are below the poverty line during this COVID crisis, has also again brought the welfare state mindset of the country. Normally people feel that India is totally going in a capitalist mode, but it's not true. It's the perhaps only one country in the world who spends most part of its GDP on the welfare delivery programs. Next, if I can tell you, this is a country which is confident. Why? Again, earlier we know we all have grown up with messages, corruption, today this one, that one, today he was caught, that was caught. But as of now, under the current regime, we have never heard of any kind of corruption of neither monetary value, neither misuse of position as of now. And that is a very strong message which the Prime Minister has already sent in the last 7 years of his tenure, actually I can tell it, 7 years of his tenure means until the time 2014. We have not had a single corruption. The message is clear. We have to work, we have to deliver, and there is no place for corruption of small kind or big kind. The projects, number of projects he has announced, whether smart cities, 100 smart cities, now it has been increased to 140 cities, and the port developments, the infrastructure projects, the everyday building of more than 30 to 34 kilometers per day in comparison to earlier times, and connecting the ports as part of the Sagarmala concept, going for lots of setup of food processing parks, and also way to promote use of IT in kind of promoting the industrialization of different export zones and promoting zones has brought our economy to a higher level. So now the whole world, I can tell you, on a day-to-day basis, I was interacting with Invest India some days back actually. So they're telling that more than 700, 800 proposals are with them for investment, big investment. And the investments are coming in every sector, whether it is service sector, IT sector, whether it's infrastructure sector, whether it's pharmaceuticals, whether it's agriculture. In every sector, the whole world, uh, multinational companies that are looking towards India. Not earlier it was a phenomenon of market, but now it is not more a phenomenon of market. It is also a big market, but again, strong political stability. Again, we have a very strong financial and legal system also. That also the foreign companies, they like to search before going for investment. And that is the very important for India, because it's a large country and there is a keen competition among India and other countries for foreign investment. Again, as you know, my prime minister is always, he goes for targets. Let us do this much by this time. Let us finish this much. Let us have renewable energy production from solar and wind energy, almost more than 275 gigawatt actually. Such a big ambitious plan, I must tell you. And now India is getting recognized by the European countries that really India matters now. This is the same country which had perhaps the large number of hydro power projects. We have our energy from coal, which is a polluting industry, which are polluting industries by nature. But the same country is now on a march of renewable energy. And by setting up this international solar alliance, along with the president of France, Mr. Macron, the prime minister felt that climate change is a reality, and let India has to take the lead. And it is the only international program which India advocated in the last 70 years, and where the international countries have already joined as members or as participants. So not only in solar sector, in other sector also India is taking a lead actually. And the targets which we have mentioned to different ministries has lots of important impact in the coming days. So that means I can tell you it is a confident India under a confident prime minister who is taking the lead by leap and leap. And very soon we'll see the result actually. And here I must tell you, in healthcare, as I told you, our companies are one of the largest producer of PPE kits and masks in the world. We are not producing so much, but over a period of last 1 year, we are doing fantastic job. We are now providing to other countries. In healthcare also, as we all know, we are the country which is considered as the pharmacy of the world. We provide 60% vaccines of the world. Even if now also, before the month of March, under the part of Vaccine Maitri, where India provided some large amount of vaccines to underdeveloped countries and poor countries, just to maintain its friendship and also to consider as the first line of responder the countries in real distress, real need actually. So it is again a confident India who wants to not only promote the internal situation of its country, although it is being challenged by the COVID crisis, but also wants to assist and help in the developmental aspect and in the preventive aspect of other countries, not only neighbors, but also countries of Africa, countries of Latin America, and countries of Asia also. And it is mostly due to the vibrant leadership of Prime Minister Modi, along with his team of ministers, and the bureaucratic structure, along with the scientists and the experts from different fields who have made this possible for India. In education sector, as we all know, he took the bull by the horn, while our old education system, of which we all are products actually, we know that it was a good system, but always in our mind, we have also yearned that our system should change. Why not? We should be allowed for more exploration of our thoughts. We should have more interaction. We should have more practical experience. Now, through this national education policy, he has brought a kind of pattern or a kind of similarity among all the educational institutes of different states, so that the system will be much better, the student will get more scope, and it will be much more nowadays. It will be education related to vocations. No more it should be only learning the education by heart, but again it should allow us to think more and more about its utility, about its application aspect actually. So this national education policy is you can tell it one of the significant step the current government took for the whole India actually. And I'm sure we are going to see its impact very soon in our education sector for our children also. And as you know, the Prime Minister, although he likes mythology, he likes to give us speech from scriptures, but again, a man of science. And we have seen his action for promotion of our uh, satellite technology centers, if you know, our developments in other areas also, not only the research and development by ISRO or ICMR or also by CSIR institutes. In the last 7 years, we have got more and more number of patents filed for recognition in the world. Actually, we are perhaps the number third in the patent number of patents we have applied after US, China, then after India. Actually, we are marching ahead, and I'm sure now it is actually the number of entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurs who are applying for patents also is the numbers are increasing phenomenally. Okay, what I must tell you, it is again a confident India under the current Prime Minister. We know there are some issues and political issues which were hanging for last 70 years without any solution. I don't want to mention that, but we all know there are issues related to a specific state's problem. There are issues specific to a place which was associated with the majority state actually. And it is also happening to know that now, and this issue was a festering issue because it was for last 70 years. These issues were not giving us any kind of developmental dividend. Much of our target, my attention were diverted towards that, and it has also caused lots of time social issues for all of us. But during the current time, this is the confident India again, who took the risk and who tried to solve the issue. And I hope both the issues are somewhat solved by the current government actually. So next, I must tell you, it is the India which is being considered as an entrepreneur hub for the world actually. Our young people, as we know, they are being trained to become entrepreneurs. Bangalore is a very specific example. Apart from that, Pune, Hyderabad, even in Bhubaneswar, I am sure we have lots of entrepreneur hubs are coming up. The young Indians with their knowledge, they are getting very good mentorship. Government of India, as we know, that they have instituted lots of mentoring programs by Department of Biotechnology, under which all these young people are provided mentorship, and even if some assistance up to 25 lakhs are provided by Government of India. So earlier, the same bureaucratic system, but there was a kind of distance between the people and the bureaucratic system. But now it is the same bureaucratic system where there is more and more openness by the bureaucratic system to its own people actually. And now the bureaucratic system, they know they have to deliver because their actions are being monitored day to day basis. The most significant achievement of confident India, I can tell you, on the ground of our foreign policy. If you have seen actually, the Prime Minister had made lots of visits to almost 55 countries. The President had also visited in the last 5 to 7 years, the Vice President. And it was a message to engage with the whole world actually, whole world. And there was a target that we should visit almost all the countries that UN recognize. And I think perhaps we have done almost all except some 10, 12 countries. We have finished almost all countries where the BBIB visits or our leaders' visits have happened in the last 5 to 6 years. Because last year onwards, I think no visit has happened. Significant visit has happened actually. Why? Why? Because we understand that India cannot be anymore work in isolation. India has to work with international communities, international members, because it has its own interest also. And India has now got a voice on the international scenario. As we all know, whether it is Davos, the Economic Forum, whether it is the UN General Assembly, whether it is the UN Security Council, the other countries, they look towards India with attention. And it is possible mostly due to the vigorous diplomatic efforts which the current Prime Minister has started. So again, this is a confident India which is planning to have contact with whole world actually. Earlier, there are priorities. These are first line of countries with whom we can touch. These are second line of countries. But here now it is an India where every country, small or big, political power or no power, military power or no power, are being engaged by India on multiple platforms. I must tell you, multiple platforms. Here, if you see the on foreign policy front also, for the first time, that foreign policy is being used as an instrument, apart from other instrument, to promote the growth and development of the country, either in getting technology, either in getting financial support from other countries. And it has proved successful because in the last 5 to 7 years, we have got our FDI slowly increase, and people have recognized India as a destination for investment in technology and in finance actually. Finance. As we all know, we have issues, no doubt, with our neighbors because India is surrounded by 8 countries. All 8 countries are in different levels of development, different levels of aspiration, different levels of they are part of geopolitics. And we understand the scenario. And we have started engaging with all of our neighbors on a on same to same basis. And if you know the Prime Minister of India, he has visited all the neighboring countries, even including Pakistan, if I can tell actually, for a brief time, not officially, but definitely. Yeah. So what was the message? The message was that the feeling is that a prosperous India will be only when there will be peace and stability in the neighboring parts of India, whether it is Sri Lanka, whether it is Nepal, whether it is Bhutan, whether it is Afghanistan, whether it is Pakistan, whether it's Iran, whether it's Vietnam as part of our extended neighborhood policy. We feel that we have a right to extend our cooperation with all these countries. If you see the nature of developmental projects under this government, current government, it has gone into billions, more than 400 projects. We are telling it as friendship projects, partnership projects. We never use the word aid and assistance, mostly our projects. We always use the word partnership because all the countries are same for us from a political point of view, from a diplomatic point of view. And we want to become partner in their growth and development, not like other countries who used to develop a project. Then after, in very uncertain terms, one day they take the project as their own territory kind of things, which has happened in some other countries. But it is India who wants to be friendly and who wants to be support the other countries in their growth and developmental needs. I can tell you, people who are not knowing much about foreign ministry or foreign policy, we train thousands of students every year. We train thousands of government servants in different fields throughout the world actually. People come from Africa, people come from Asia, people come from Oceanian countries, small countries. We help assist in development of schools, colleges, hospitals, community centers, dams, bridges, water tanks in all these countries. And it has led lots of appreciation for India's outreach activities and developmental partnership projects. So it is a confident India, which earlier was, you can tell it earlier, we are also depending upon foreign other countries' aid and assistance. But now it is a confident India, which feels that now it has got the resource, it has got the determination, and we can help the other countries to go for more and more growth and development. Because that is in our view that we feel a stable and prosperous periphery, or you can tell countries surrounding us, they must be also stable and prosperous. Because any disturbance in those areas will stretch our limit. Next, I'll tell one important point. The current government, if you know, before this current government, we had lots of internal security issues, as we all know actually. I don't want to elaborate. There are lots of terrorist activities, lots of Maoist activities, lots of Northeast insurgency activities. I know some incidents have happened, but if you compare with earlier time, it's quite less actually. It is a mixture of development, mixture of security measures, mixture of negotiations with the leaders of those banned organizations or insurgency activities, which have brought lots of dividend to India. If the country is more safe, more secure, it is due to the active intervention of the government at the highest level. So it will definitely help us to reach our target of 5 trillion in the coming days. And India will also a country which will get its own position, which has already, we have got our own position at the international table. But again, we'll have more and more recognition. Next point which I want to tell you is that why we're confident, why so much we are confident, we are a confident India. Apart from our own demographic resource, which is more than 130 crores, more than 50% of our people young of 20 to 45 years of age. And we have the largest number of billionaires of the world, 226, if I'm not talking the wrong number. The numbers are growing alarmingly. And even if some days back, if you see some of our startups in education sector like Baiju and others, even if yesterday Zomato's IPO were oversubscribed, the whole world is coming to subscribe their subscriptions. That is the confidence in a confident India only. Apart from that, I must tell the Indians who have grown up in India but have gone outside India to take up their assignments, whether it is US, Canada, or Australia. We have Indian community, people of Indian origin, in about 212 countries. More than 40 million Indians are staying outside India. As we know, more than 40 lakhs Indians are staying in US. These Indians, apart from helping the host country in its development, in its achievements, but has also brought laurels to our country. Now you tell most of the Fortune 500 companies, most of the CEOs are Indians. You tell about NASA, again there is an Indian component. You tell out any research outcome of the world, actually, whether it is related to COVID, non-COVID, or anything, it is again Indian. If you talk to about any electrical vehicles project Tesla is doing, again it is an Indian who is successfully, you can tell it, successfully taking the whole world by his innovative mind, actually. So it is Indians, the successful Indians, the entrepreneurship mind of Indians everywhere throughout the world, actually, throughout the world. I'll just like to give an example. Here I'm in Ho Chi Minh City for last 11 months. And there is an Indian population of 6,000. But all the commercial establishment, all the MNCs of Germany or US or Canada or Australia, all the CEOs are Indians, I must tell you. So it is something that we have inherent in our genetic capability, that we are trustworthy, we are valued for our insight, we are valued for our hard labor, we are valued for our honesty. And as I was reading that, again, it is our Indians who more in numbers in the current President Biden's administration in US. So overall, it is a confident India, it is a confident Indians, I can tell that, which is going to take the whole world by storm in coming days. And apart from that, I understand that lots of our states are progressing in a much faster way than the earlier states in the 70s and 80s. Although context is always different, I understand, because we have got a dynamic, visionary Prime Minister who likes to deliver. Earlier case was definitely different. So it's my feeling that if I can tell you, in the last 1.5 years during this COVID crisis, India as a country has shown its mettle to the whole world, and the whole world is noticing India's achievements, success, the resilience, even when we are suffering under the COVID crisis. And they now count India as a partner, as a friend. So I think I'll be closing here, actually, and I'll be happy if anyone wants to ask me something. And thank you, all of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Sethi, for your illuminating talk, actually. So you have actually brought out all the positive aspects of a confident India, and many of our young students, they may be interested in asking some questions. So let me start with a question from my side. So what was, as Consulate General in Ho Chi Minh City of Vietnam, what is the response of Vietnamese students to coming to India as their destination of higher studies?
Yeah, I think this is a very apt question because I am also trying my best to get more and more Vietnamese students to come to India. Currently, Vietnamese students, at least 200 students, they come to India to study in different universities. There are some preference like they go to Nagpur and Pune. I think there are some universities in Mumbai also. And these are they mostly come under this ICCR sponsored scholarships. That is the government. Again, my ministry's department ICCR. It is a autonomous organization, but I think it provides lots of scholarship, and we also provide some scholarship under different scheme known as Mekong Ganga scholarship, ICCR scholarship, and there are some scholarship known as GCC scholarships. Some scholarships are offered by ministry itself. Some scholarships are offered by ICCR, and we have a small 2 weeks to 6 months kind of courses which we tell ITech scholarships, which are frankly very significant, that we are helping lots of countries in the world for short-term training of their government officials under ITech scholarships. For long-term scholarship, full courses, mostly ICCR offers the scholarships. What I have seen actually, the Vietnamese students and the Vietnam educational system, they have a large number of universities. I must tell you, when India has 900 universities, Vietnam being a small country, they have more than 280 universities, and almost 55 universities is only in Ho Chi Minh City. Just imagine. I don't think Delhi has also so many. Somebody told me Delhi has 13 or 14 universities only. And most of the universities in Ho Chi Minh City or in Vietnam, they normally teach all subjects under one roof, whether it is arts, science, commerce, whether it is engineering, medical, whether it is vocational, they all teach all subjects. And what I have seen that while the Vietnam students are highly talented, but they need also some kind of support to become industry worthy. That is a comment from my side, because I used to interact with lots of Indian CEOs who are working here. So they feel that if a Vietnamese student can be trained and can be connected to the industry, then he can deliver better than the current knowledge which he is getting from the university. Here, that means there is a clear-cut gap. Okay. Second point is that Vietnam is spending lots of its GDP. It's more than us actually. Its GDP, maybe 5 to 6% of its GDP for educational development. 98% people are literate here, as per their standard of literacy. That means every Vietnamese knows how to read and write actually. And as the society is not like India, so more and more emphasis is given on good study. While Indian study is definitely intense, more focused, and competitive based, here it is not like that actually. But I'm sure people are understanding that part. So here, what I can tell, yesterday I had asked my office to prepare a list of subjects where the Vietnamese students will be interested. So subjects like management, pharmaceuticals, and agriculture science, nursing, and IT, definitely IT, and some of the engineering like electrical engineering, electronics engineering, automobile engineering, whatever food processing technology, and definitely textile technology. These are the areas where students will love to come to study in India. And I'm telling what it is the mirror of their economy also, the sectors of different economy, what the Vietnamese are doing. And they're doing a very fantastic job actually, I must tell you. Their growth is quite high, almost 5 to 6% growth this year they'll grow. And very good export potential, more than 270 to 80 billion. We are just exporting 300 billion, so they're coming to 270 to 80 billion. And this year, perhaps they will touch 300 billion unless this COVID crisis draws longer. So what we can do with SOA, definitely, I understand that my office must have shared a paper with you. One of the local agency, they have asked for some questions. I know these are simple questions, no doubt actually. And we can definitely try to send some Vietnam students to India. What is my fear factor is only safety and security, which is partly true in the case of India. But again, Bhubaneswar, I understand that much more safer than other parts of India. So we can definitely start. And I must tell also, already I have connected 11 universities of India with 6 to 7 universities of Vietnam, because here in Vietnam, as I told you, the universities are omnibus. They teach almost all subjects, but very large number of students, almost 7,000 to 13,000 students. Infrastructure-wise, they're excellent, and latest gadgets, they're excellent, but somewhere that the intense teaching pattern which Indian teachers teach, that is perhaps lacking here. And I'm sure people from here, students will be love to go for financial subjects, commercial subjects, and as I told you, some of the engineering specific subjects, some of the medical care subjects in a much better way. But there will be also some students who love to study Indians culture, history in a different way. So it is a very open field. I think we can start planning one by one.
Thank you, Dr. Sethi, for your illuminating answer. Actually, our Vice Chancellor is also there, and as you are our man in Ho Chi Minh City, we can boast of that in your tenure at least, we should try for a memorandum of understanding with our university, with one of the finest university of Ho Chi Minh City. Vice Chancellor Sir is also there. If Sir will ask any question.
I just want to ask, do they have a good medical technology, medical radiology, or how the good hospitals are good there? Are they good, very good?
So actually here what happened, Vietnam hospitals are
Their
not...
GDP is good. You say that there are a lot of dollars, education has come up. We spend very little for health and education. If you see, today everybody who come to Bhubaneswar for ICU.
Yes.
Barampur Medical College doesn't have anything. My brother-in-law who worked in Barampur Medical College for 40 years, he has to come for ventilation at Bhubaneswar. So all what we said is nice that it has improved, but when it comes to a calamity like proportion of we had, then the question comes, we need much more. Because if you look at the money we have been spending for health and education, very bad. Secondly, we have been all the time to have never went for excellence. Contractual jobs, contractual nurses, contractual assistant professors, vacancies. See, what we need to have everything which is regular. If you are like your job is stable. If I am a contractual ambassador, contractual secretary, you never know when I will be terminated. Will not deliver. I come as a contractual lecturer, deliver one lecture and go. Your universities and colleges and hospitals and education cannot run, because I understand, somebody told me yesterday, IS, that 7-8 years back, government of Odisha had no money to pay the teachers. So they say, why not a contractual? So that one regular job you replace by 3 contractual. So if you have 100 regular faculty, you have to only pay the 30 salary. Then you manage, you know what pathetic in Utkal University, if you deliver one lecture, you get 1,000, and if you deliver 30 lecture, 30,000, and about 40 to 50% faculty are contractual. Just like laborer who comes and does a job and go away. So how do you think we will improve if we don't spend in health and education? That also we see in defense. If we have to fight with China today, it is not India-Pakistan war. India has to fight. You understand why India is not taking a strong step against China? Because we are large. I'm sure we will not be able to hold on, because the big country like America and Russia, they are not going to support you, because that will be one world. So if you have to fight like country like China, what is the option you have now today? Can you morally think, really think in your soul, we can stand a war with China about Ladakh, about Arunachal Pradesh? How many days will be able to sustain a war with China? Financially, see, even in research, 10 years back, India had a research of 8% in the world. It has come to 3%. Chinese not only have done well in economy, they have done well in research. Their entrepreneurs, today no country can survive without China. All your product you say anywhere in the world, I don't know about Vietnam, but I know most of the tea gardens in Vietnam are Chinese and Japanese. They have huge, large tea gardens, and Vietnam is producing more tea probably today. We never knew that they will be producing so much of tea. They have snatched the tea production from India. We cannot sell our tea because our tea quality has gone down. The cost of production is high, and Vietnam has much more good quality Sri Lankan tea and Nigeria and even Vietnam. You know very well. Vietnam, the tea production is maybe third or fourth in the world. What do you think about that? What can do? How to? I think we are going to damage agriculture more and more. Because
Sir,
see, for example, my father left government job in 1944, police inspector, and did agriculture. Today we purchase rice. Pathetic. If we do not look after the education, agriculture sector as industry, we do not provide the dues. I see there is a lockdown. Friday, if a person doesn't say vegetable, Saturday, Sunday stock, and all tomatoes, mango, everything will be rotten. So they have to sell double the price so that they make up the loss for Saturday, Sunday. So these are the things where India lose a lot of money. Food wastage, 14 to 15,000 tons of, I think lakhs of tons of food grains, 2 lakh crores of vegetables and fruits get rotten. I think you know very well if you know economics. I am a doctor, I know economics this much, that our 1/3 of the food and one milk wastage, fruit wastage. I see mango. Yesterday I saw the banana which is ripe is not sold. Saturday, Sundays are shut down. They will throw in the market, throw in the dustbin. We have no way of doing anything. Food preservation, food industry that way. So one, that while we have become a superpower, I am sure we will become a 5 trillion economy, but we are not able to match that green revolution which came and all this. If we do not have a third, second green revolution in the type of cash crop and food wastage, I think maybe a country like Europe will survive with food what we waste in the India. I think you know that very well. About some lakhs of ton.
no, sir, I think I must like to tell your points all are valid. Actually, even if as a diplomat,
I'm taking cup of tea.
I have traveled 30 countries almost, visited 30 countries as part of my job. So there is definitely, we have to prioritize the things. And as you told, at least for education, health, I don't think contractual system is a good system, because these are something which you are investing for whole life actually. You can't have, because if we can take care of someone's health, he doesn't have to spend lots of money. And if you are able to make him educated, you understand how to handle the things actually. So both are congruous. We have to take both in one go. Although I understand that the budget has already started increasing more and more allocations, but as you know, the delivery system, the implementation system at the lowest level is quite difficult. I can give you an example, sir. As you like, I was also a medical student from Barampur Medical College, and my attachment was with Big Pondy Hospital, and I saw like lots of big trucks where ICU, not ICU, operation theaters were there. Actually, were they donated by Sweden government way back in '98, and because the tires of some of the trucks were ruptured and we did not have the spare tires, so all the 50 to 60 vehicles were lying in the PSC campus. So what a colossal wastage of resource. So I understand that. But the
I think nothing has happened in Digapandi. I was the first person to stay in 1975 for 2 months. My classmates say I'm mad. There is no food. I stay in the hostel. I want to walk to the market before 7 p.m. because there are bears in the road. The bhalu kha jayega, bhalu. If you don't go. So I made somebody motivated to stay in Digapandi for 2 months, and I knew there was nothing. Barampur Medical College today cannot maintain ventilator. My brother-in-law Ramkrishna Panigra, you may be hearing, he was in the blood bank. He died of COVID, and there the doctor say, if you do not take him, he's going to die here. Take him just immediately. So the question that the Berhampur Medical College had a very good educational standard, but when you come to healthcare delivery system, it's not doing well. I can tell you that because I am in Bhubaneswar now almost about 10 years. I came to AIMS Bhubaneswar 2012, and it's not doing well. Bhubaneswar has become a health hub, education hub, but the proportionately you go 50 kilometers south from Bhubaneswar, Balugaon or Tangi, you see what is happening. That is one thing. So, but there are a lot of things like that. So while we have a disproportionate growth, cities have become smart and villages have become smart, but there is no food. Food in the sense, people survive 30 rupees a day. That is C. Rangarajan committee and Suresh Tandulkar committee. If we have to survive maybe about 40% a day, then we cannot claim that we have done so much. Because yes, we started from 0. We have gone to 20 or 30. But so much things to do, right? Don't you think that?
No, sir, you are correct.
I say that 20 rupees good. See, when we started AIMS Bhubaneswar, we are having 40 rupees food a day. At 2300 per month food. My faculty are going to dhaba for having paratha and dalma for 15 rupees. It was not good. I say, as a doctor of AIMS, faculty of AIMS, you don't go, you have a status. Don't tell me that you, for lunch, dinner you have at your home. They say, no, why should I waste 30 rupees? If I can eat paratha and dalma for 15 rupees, I don't want to pay 45 rupees for lunch. Why this concept comes in India? Where the question of excellence? I spent all my life at AIMS. Now I realize nothing. I mean, that way excellence will never come with contractual and casual attitude. We have to really heavily invest in health and education. Now recently you have heard our IIC is 186 world ranking and IIT is only Delhi IIT is 177 or Bombay. One of the IIT is 177 in the world. So I don't know. I'm not negative, but I have my skepticism. Skepticism in the sense you yourself say Vietnam has done well. Small country. It is very easy to have very good small country to progress. You see, Australia has a population less than Delhi, but then nobody bothers for that. This Australia has more ICU beds than India. Do you know that? Australia has more ICU beds than India. And when we had oxygen crisis, even the Bhutan want to support India. Can you believe with a population 4 lakhs? I was feeling really bad. I don't know. How did you feel? What was the feeling?
No, sir. I think because I am also.
Excuse me, I am having a cup of lemon tea.
No, sir. Thanks, sir. So I think I am working with the central government. I understand that. Actually, India is a very large country.
No doubt. We did not have 50 crores to give compensation to Pakistan. 1947, India did not have 50 crores to give compensation to Pakistan. From there we started. And I think I have seen Madan Mohan Sethi when he was the finance minister. That is really when the liberalization started. Today we are taking all this what you liberalization see, it's a continuous process. Because Rajiv Gandhi got IT and missions, education as missions, telecom as missions, and IT as missions. Then Manmohan Singh made the liberalization during that government. We are a continuous process of development. So what I am looking at, that when we will have clean energy, China, they promise in Paris Declaration, they will have several hundred millions of clean energy. But I don't think that our solar energy system is working. Even at AIMS, I could not install solar panel. Why? I could not do because the contractor will not do it. So my tenure finished. See, the solar panel could not be put in 8 years, and the water recharging could not. All are very well planned. But when it comes to, don't you think that implementation is a problem in India? And then wastage. About 14% vaccine wasted. If we talk about 42 crores and 10% vaccine wasted is 40 million, 4 crores. So when did the Indian going to understand food wastage, electricity wastage, water wastage? Is not correct. Delhi
Yeah.
has electricity transmission distribution loss. Now they have privatized it. So the distribution loss 48% might have come to 25%. But that's a big saving of electricity. But Delhi, I stayed in Delhi 42 years. They used to say Delhi is the largest wasting of electricity and water in the world. Our Ganga and Jamuna's drains. You have stayed in Delhi. Have you seen any country where the today I was reading environment, 19 of our rivers in Odisha are polluted rivers. So what will be your suggestion to the cleaning Ganga, Jamuna environment? 58,000 crore is lost because of Delhi pollution. 58,000 crores and about more than 50,000 people die of pollution related death in Delhi. So where do we have to learn this? What way we are going to learn to make our water clear, environment clear? Is it possible for us?
So everything is possible for us because, as I can tell you, when I was working in World Food Program or FAO, that is the Food and Agriculture Organization, the maximum number of scientists are from India only.
They have left because they thought it's India, they cannot deliver things. I am feeling upset that I do not go to US because it is 7th January 1977. In my batch of postgraduates, we are 55, probably 50 of them left because that is the time the American visa was getting difficult. So I thought people talk about brain drain and their prospect outside India. What is the prospect of undrained brain like us? Very bad. Nobody talk about undrained brain like us.
India has inherent potential. There is no question that lots of potentials. But as you told very, very clearly, somewhere we have to prioritize the things. Every section of the society, whether it is political class or business class or general public or general people, all have to join the process in a proper way and positive way. Because I don't think we have any issue even with Odisha also. Odisha, as you told very clearly, sir, lots of hospitals, PhD hospitals. I myself have worked actually. I have stayed in buildings which were totally infested with great snakes actually.
I was in hostel too, secretary.
I was also in hostel too.
We have cobras in our room. No problem. They have to survive. Yes.
Actually, this is very interesting discussion, but we are running short of time, sir.
Oh, no problem, because we want to pick up his mind what he can do for health.
Sir, so
see, we calculated one medical doctor in AIMS cost 10 crores. All our medical graduates went in US and we are very happy they are giving $1 to us. But how much money India lost by educating? We are sending finished product outside. That 40 million would have stayed in India. India would have been US. All our best brains have gone to US, right? They won't take average brain. So what do you comment about that? Let our people sad that why should best brain go outside, like best product we sell out and कचरा इंडिया में रहते हैं बेचने के लिए, क्योंकि हम लोग सड़े फिश खाते हैं, रॉटन वेजिटेबल खाते हैं, क्योंकि अच्छा वाला तो अमेरिका चला जाते हैं. Big prawns from Chilka go to US.
So I think
can we stop brain drain? What way? We are retaining the good people in the country or good education institution by privatizing. So today nobody want to work with 50,000. Today one assistant professor neurosurgery resigned because the assistant professor's salary is 80,000, not even $1,000. So he is going to Nagpur where he is going to get 1.5 lakhs. Don't you think MBBS, MS, neurosurgery training, 80,000 rupees? Don't you think that by privatizing, we have done the harm to the government sector?
No, sir. I think private sector is supplementing to the government efforts.
So then the person who can get more money, the best brains of IITs go to private. They don't work in, then you are left with the people, those who have no other scope. Think, is it not correct? Then how to get very good work done in government when the best brain go to US or the corporate sector? It's a dichotomy. You want to get excellence with the average people, right?
So I don't think there is anything called average or intelligent people. First thing is that if you are committed, then definitely you can do. And knowledge is not a kind of exclusive knowledge for anyone actually, because I am a doctor also, but I handle diplomas in in my own fashion. I think I was.
Do you think that by leaving medical profession, you have? एक minute. Let me very honestly ask him.
Sir.
You could have been a very good doctor work in COVID, right? Like me. Yes. I have twice COVID. Month of August and month of May. And I have no insurance. I have not got one extra rupee. I can claim that I have worked selflessly. Not got extra 1 rupee. No.
So I have heard about you. I have talked to you also from Rome actually, if you remember.
Yes. We can have.
I will stop here. Stop here because we have to have a holistic development. People sacrifice their personal interest for the country. That is what therefore Indian have to. My concept is that Indian have nothing. It's not average man. I was an average student, believe or not. But the question is, we have to sacrifice for the country, not self-oriented. How much package I get, how much money I earn, that should not matter. That is my concept.
Yes.
You agree with that?
Okay.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yes, sir. Now I will request.
Anybody want? See, question, Dr. Sharma. Time should not be bar. I don't bother. I work. I don't know he knows or not. I work in AIMS from 8 o'clock morning to 10 o'clock night.
Okay, sir. Is there any other question, please? Is there any other question?
Chalo, no question for him. Everybody is scared of him. Because if you have big people like him, our other people will not interact.
Sir. So I will request our Dean, Institute of Agricultural Sciences, Professor Vijay Kumar Sahu.
It was wonderful. Let me tell you, it was wonderful. I was only thinking how we can do better. That's all I'm telling. We have progress. Yes, we have progress. We have done well. I don't have any doubt the way I had gone to school without shoe and today I'm no doubt. We have done very well. I walked to my school 6 kilometers without shoe, with kitchen. So I know what is Sarak Suraksha Yojana, Food Security Yojana, educational policy. I know everything. Because what I'm telling, we could have done better probably if the people would have been sacrificing for the country.
Yeah. So I request our Dean, Institute of Agricultural Sciences, Professor Vijay Kumar Sahu, to kindly accord the vote of thanks, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma. So on behalf of the entire Siksha Anusandhan University, I thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor for kindly sparing his most valuable time and giving us very nice advice. I also thank Dr. Sethi.
I always think my time has no value. I can spend more time. You ask me 24 hours.
No, sir.
My professor said you are 26 hours a day at Delhi. My time, you people have better time than me. My time has very little value. I have lived my time, right?
So on behalf of the entire Siksha Anusandhan University, I thank Dr. Sethi, IFAD, for sparing also his valuable time and advising to all the faculties and students. Thank you, sir. On behalf of the entire university, I thank you. I thank Dr. Nachiketa Sharma, our Director in Outreach Program, and she has arranged a very nice lectures. I thank all the faculties and the NSS volunteer staff and others who have spared their time and heart to this most important and valuable lecture. Thank you all.
No, actually, we invite him to come to our university, Dr. Sharma.
Yes, sir.
As a Vice Chancellor, invite him.
Oh, yes. Now, Dr. Madan,
we are 20 in the ranking, NRF ranking.
Yes.
Our
So
medical college gets about 3,500 cases. We can operate brain tumor with 30 to 40,000 rupees. So we are probably quite good university. Our ITR is 32. So this want to go because our website doesn't show that things in the public. The visibility of our website is not very good if you look at that.
Sir, we are in touch with him, sir, and as the vice
What I am telling, our
Sir.
dental is 12 in number.
sir,
So our university is good. I would like that this message should go that is one of the very good university, and Dr. Sharma and all our deans are so nice, they will look after very well. The message should go, Bhubaneswar is a nice, safe city. Our universities are good. I am not talking with Bhubaneswar is very good university. Odisha has very good education. People are good. There are very good sightseeing, and so they should be able to come to us. And we invite you, even you are our own family member. You should come and visit our university when you are in Odisha. I'm sure you may have a house at Bhubaneswar. I don't know, but
Yes.
otherwise we will give you hotel. Like Sharma ji is so nice. He's not rude like me. I am a very rude person. I have inherited my teacher. They were very ruthless to us. They said you cannot climb Mount Everest staying in a 5-star hotel. If you have to climb, you have to learn the mountaineering. If you have to be excellent, you have to put effort to go up, not by otherwise. So to climb Mount Everest, you have to not in the Crystal Palace. You have to have barefoot and walk on the snow to reach Mount Everest. So hard life, no problem. But then things are different. आपको हम invite करेंगे.
sir.
Definitely. Thank you, sir.
So whenever you are in Odisha, sir, next time please make it.
आपने invite नहीं करा. You didn't invite him, Dr. Sharma.
Sir, yes, I have invited him.
I'm telling him he did not invite him.
Sir, we should send the request letter.
No, I'm joking. He has become such an important, serious topic.
Yeah.
But you see, it is a very important topic. The country development. But
Yes.
it is more serious and rational than this topic, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
but he made it so lively.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Every
sir.
aspect he touched,
Yes.
from health to education to social and to development to international relationship.
Actually, yes,
So it was wonderful.
almost all points. Yes, sir.
Excellent, sir, excellent.
It's a very nice. And we will
Thank you.
request you, Dr. Sethi, to kindly prepare a 4 pages write-up of your talk and send it to me so that this can be converted into a commemorative volume of SOFAL lectures at the end of the year. Kindly. Okay.
I'll do.
Okay. So, namaskar.
Bye.
Thank you, so nice, very nice. God bless you.
No, thank you. Thank you.